Hey everybody, it's Mitty from Resta Vida here, and I'm here to talk about the newest supplement that I've been taking, and it's turmeric. Let me see, turmeric, and it has a little bit of ginger in it. But before I do that, I want to draw your attention to my buzzer. Very ghetto, but this is the best angle that I can get right now because my house is a hot mess. My 10-year-old was doing homework, and how does that translate to a lot of tiny little pieces of paper cut up all over the floor? I don't know, but the vacuum will figure it out in the morning. So let's begin. So this bottle is turmeric, curcumin, and ginger with bioprine. We're going to move bioprine out of the way by explaining what that is first so that we can get into the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. So bioprine is a black pepper extract, and it's supposed to enhance absorption. Well, for the most part, when you take bioprine, it's supposed to enhance your nutritional absorption by 60%. When it comes to cumin and ginger, it enhances the absorption by 2000%. I read the paper, I saw the data. So that's what I'm reporting on. And so what scientists have done and nutritionists have done is that they found the composition of bioprine, the chemical composition of bioprine, and they manufacture this in a lab. So they are not like extracting this from the black pepper each time they have to use it. They're just simply making it in a lab. So bioprine has pepperine, and so does black pepper, but bioprine and black pepper are not the same because it's a manufactured product. Okay, now we got that out the way. Oh, I forgot to say, bioprine works by doing the same things that pepper does. Vasodilates, it enhances your digestive enzymes, it initiates certain enzyme activity and things like that, which allows your body to be more susceptible to absorb these nutrients. So when you're eating pepper or black pepper, you start like sweating, you start feeling more hungry, your meal is more satisfying. This is the mechanism that encourages you to absorb more nutrients. Okay. Additionally, bioprine emulsifies your food, so it breaks it down into the most smallest possible for that digestion event, rather than just mechanical chewing or stomach churning. So it emulsifies the food, breaks it down into the smallest particles, and in this way there is a higher chance that whatever nutrients that are in the food are released and are available for the belly to absorb the food. Secondly, it activates specific transporters that are lined by the cells in the phospholipid bilayer. When these transporters are active, that means they are open and they are taking in a substrate or whatever chemical that is available. So that is the basic function of bioprine. It is an amazing workhorse, and it not only helps absorption of turmeric and ginger, but basically any nutritional things that you might take in. So some people just take bioprine as a supplement by itself, but I do not recommend that because for me it's not so much of the amount of what you are taking in terms of bioprine, but it's just how you mindfully create your diet. So let's move on to the turmeric and the ginger. I should have made a video just only on bioprine. So ginger contains gingerol and another component which are pro-inflammatory elements, and it also reduces the expression of cytokine, and by reducing the expression of cytokine, I mean specifically gene expression. So theoretically, if you have fewer copies of the gene, you should produce less protein. This is not always the case. But this is the school of thought that we are going to go with for this, because it responds specifically to the production of cytokines. So in this specific situation, the reduced gene expression produces less cytokines. Turmeric contains curcuminoids, and this is a trinity of other compounds that I will not attempt to say, but you're free to look them up if you want. And this actually blocks cytokine. So if in the event that you do have cytokine production, let's say just bypass the ginger for some reason because the gene expression does not specifically dictate protein expression, you still have the cytokines being formed. So the curcuminoids, this trinity, will serve as a block for the cytokines. So because of this, turmeric and ginger together are said to be working synergistically together. And the short definition for synergy is 1 + 1 is 2, but if there's synergy, 1 + 1 is 3. So if it takes one person 10 minutes to move a block of ice, it will take 2 people 30 seconds. So it is not proportionate to the amount of people. So it will not reduce it by half because there's more people. It will reduce it by more than half. And that is similarly to the way ginger and turmeric work together. So what are pro-inflammatory cytokines? That is a mouthful. These are chemical components that trigger an immune response or an inflammatory response in your body. And these can be done by these cells, specific cells that are supposed to be helping you, like your helper T cells, your macrophages, etc. So they tell your body you are in trouble when sometimes you are not. And that is because you are eating some inflammatory foods like refined sugar, refined carbs, etc. And it recognizes this type of food as an invasion. So it starts the cascade right away. And it not only sends your body into an immune or an inflammatory response, but it overreacts. And it starts this cascade. And I have not confirmed this in any paper that I have read, but based on my experience with allodynia, I think it's a cyclical response. And there is some type of feedback mechanism that occurs. The more pro-inflammatory cytokine you produce, the more your body wants to produce, because it is being produced, and they're like, oh, we're producing this now, so let's just keep going and going and going. So this is where the ginger and the turmeric comes in. So the curcuminoids from the turmeric, and I remember telling you this is a trinity of compounds that will stop the pro-inflammatory cytokines right away. So whoever is running out of the building or whatever is coming off the conveyor belt is going to get grabbed. And then the ginger that contains the gingerol and the other important factors that I mentioned earlier, I can't remember right now. I need to be taking my acetyl L-carnitine, but I keep forgetting. That is going to shut off the switch, basically, because it will reduce gene expression. So in that way, your body stops responding to the inflammatory immune response, the inflammatory signal. And this is not something that you can take just 1 day or 2 days and you're like, oh, I'm okay now. This is something that you have to build up in your body, and this is something that you have to put in your diet, and you have to control your inflammatory response. And then in the meantime, you have to start eating anti-inflammatory foods. And these are foods that are full of flavonoids that can elicit the reduction of the expression of the cytokines and also stop the cytokine from continuing to do its pro-inflammatory response. That's all I have for you today. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And until I see you again, live well. Bye.